What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have WWE top 10 heels, and basically these are the best bad guys that I think are out there of all time. Number 10, CM Punk. When you look at the name CM Punk, you already think of a punk ass who you do not like. CM Punk was one of the best heels in recent history because of his storytelling through the microphone. CM Punk says whatever he wants and does whatever he wants. Punk's most memorable run as a heel was with his feud with Jeff Hardy. Punk was a straight edge and Jeff Hardy was a drug addict. Punk would go onto live television talking about Hardy doing drugs and whatnot while he was the perfect guy not doing any drugs. Another notable time he was a heel was when he turned against The Rock at Raw 1000. Lawler stated that he turned his back on the WWE Universe. Punk would go on to a 434-day WWE Championship run. Hell, Punk even walked out on the WWE. Number 9, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is special. He's a great babyface and the fans love him, but when he is a heel, he is something else. He plays his character best when he is a bad guy. Let's go through his best feuds as a heel. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho in 2008 for the World Heavyweight Championship was absolutely incredible. Chris Jericho turned heel on him by smashing his head on the TV during a segment on the highlight reel. His next great feud was with CM Punk during WrestleMania 28. Jericho would bring up all of his family issues and even smash a bottle of alcohol onto his head. Finally, when he turned on AJ Styles a couple months ago, he rejuvenated his current run. Currently, Jericho is one of the best heels on the roster. Number 8, JBL. John Bradshaw Layfield will always be one of the most underrated heels of all time. JBL wasn't the first to have the gimmick of being a rich scumbag. People hated his cockiness and his attitude. It's pretty funny because every title win he had was a cheap victory. A lot of people hate when champions do that nowadays, but JBL was one of the first to do it. A memorable moment was the chair shot to Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was gushing blood and no one has ever seen something that bad. His feuds against the greats of Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, and even John Cena were very entertaining to watch. An underrated feud was him versus Shawn Michaels in 2009 where Shawn Michaels became his bitch. JBL kinda reminds me of Donald Trump, so you know what, that's why he's number 8 on this list. Number 7, Randy Orton. When entering the WWE, he was a part of one of the greatest factions known as Evolution. Evolution were destroying everyone in their path. Eventually, when they broke up, Orton introduced his newest gimmick, which was a Legend Killer. The name of the gimmick itself is pretty self-explanatory. He would face off legends and quote-unquote kill them. Orton would do such things such as poking them in the eyes, punching their balls, spitting at them, and using his famous finisher, the punt. Later on, he would create his own faction called Legacy, and they would run wild on Raw. Another reason why he's such a great heel was his real attitude when he was younger. People hated him backstage and said that his attitude would be portrayed in his gimmick. Orton was a natural born asshole. Number 6, Edge. For the most part of the beginning of Edge's career, he was a babyface. People didn't really buy into Edge as a good guy. It was as if he was going to be a mid-carder face forever. It wasn't until Matt Hardy had gotten injured that forever changed his life. After Matt Hardy got injured, Lita and Edge started to date while Matt Hardy was away. When Matt Hardy returned, he was furious. The story got out to the public and the WWE was forced to make Edge a bad guy. This was the beginning for the hatred towards Edge. Edge would go on to become the WWE champion and have an awesome feud against John Cena where he would be the first person to cash in on a weak Cena. He slapped Cena's father and even had live sex with Lita on TV. Edge excelled as a bad guy in the WWE. Number 5, Hollywood Hogan. Hulk Hogan was always a good guy from the 80s to the late 90s. When he turned heel in 1996 and formed the NWO, people were completely shocked. No one imagined Hulk Hogan being a bad guy. It can't happen. He's Hulk Hogan. Well, it happened. Hogan revealed himself as a third man of Kevin Nash and Scott Hall's trio, which Hogan created the New World Order. It's so hard to describe what it felt like. Here's an example of how it felt. Imagine if Superman suddenly joined Lex Luthor because he was tired of saving everyone. Hogan changed his colors from yellow and red to black and white. The NWO is known as one of the most infamous groups of all time. They literally took over a company, and Hulk Hogan was responsible for that. Number 4, Ric Flair. The Nature Boy was the NWA champion 8 times and cheated his way through almost all of those title reigns. Flair was also the leader of one of the greatest factions of all time known as the Four Horsemen. He was also a part of another great faction, which was Evolution. Flair was such a great heel because of his attitude and personality. He is a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Ric Flair's nickname is also the dirtiest player in the game. Number 3, Triple H. Triple H wrestled through multiple eras of wrestling, and he has remained as one of the most hated guys of all of it. During the Attitude Era, Triple H was a cocky but cowardly champion who controlled the WWF because of his relationship with Stephanie McMahon. Later on in the Attitude Era, we discovered he was the mastermind who made the whole plan to run over Stone Cold. And I'll never forget Jerry screaming, "Why, Triple H? Why?" When his best friend Shawn Michaels returned after a 4-year break because of an injury, Triple H gave him a pedigree, you know, the usual. Triple H led Evolution and dominated the WWE as the World Heavyweight Champion from 2002 to 2005. After a long face run, he would turn heel at SummerSlam in 2013 when he pedigreed everyone's hero Daniel Bryan and crushed his dreams of being WWE Champion. Some backstage reasons of why people don't like him is also because he got what he got because of his relationship with Stephanie McMahon, and also he buries a lot of people. Number 2, Rowdy Piper. Piper was a perfect villain for Hulk Hogan during the 80s. He became such a great heel with his talk show, Piper's Pit, where he would piss off other wrestlers and ended the segments with brawls. The most famous segment was when Piper insulted Superfly Jimmy Snuka's heritage by decorating the set with coconuts, bananas, and pineapples. He later proceeded to smash one of the coconuts over Snuka's head and even shoved a banana in his face. He shoved a banana in another man's face. Anyways, Piper also kicked singer Cyndi Lauper in the head. Piper would do and say whatever he wanted. He was a sav. Number 1, Vince McMahon. After the Montreal Screwjob, Vince McMahon was the most hated man in the WWF at the time. Vince McMahon rang the bell when Bret Hart never tapped out. Vince McMahon was spat on by Bret Hart and booed by everybody in the arena. People were disgusted that Vince really did that. It was a slap to the face to Bret Hart after all the years of hard work and dedication he put into the WWE. Vince McMahon would then ride on the momentum he had with his bizarre feud with Stone Cold in 1998 through 1999. Let's not forget when he drugged up his wife Linda McMahon on TV and then started making out with other women. And the worst of all is making Trish Stratus bark like a dog. Also, there were reports that he date rapes girls. But anyways, moving on. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let me know what you want to see next in my top 10s, because top 10 faces, does anyone want to see that? Let me know in the comments. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and spike your hair.